So what's the deal with the apocalypse? Is this thing happening or what? I love end of the world kind of movies. I thoroughly enjoy zombie movies and have probably seen more of them than I should. Alien movies I'm not so hot on, but you know, natural disasters are always a good option. They're so good. So good. Whenever I'm watching one of these movies, I can't help but think, man, I wish that would happen in real life. When I watched The Day After Tomorrow, I couldn't help but think, I really, really hope that happens. A lot of you probably think I'm nuts, but I think, and I hope I'm not wrong in this, because then this whole thing is kind of moot, but I think that some of you guys agree with me and are excited about the apocalypse, or the end of the world, or whatever you want to call it. Because otherwise I wouldn't be making all these movies about it if you guys weren't into it, right? I like the idea of that happening in real life because I feel like it levels the playing field. All of a sudden, nobody cares how much money you had in the bank because you don't have it now, and nobody cares if you happen to be a bum before who just lazed around and did nothing, because if you're still around now, you must be doing something right. You must have some kind of a skill that is keeping you alive. That's the important thing. You don't have to go to work every day. Nobody cares what kind of shoes you're wearing as long as you are alive. Survival. I like that. Let's have one thing we're all aiming for. Survival, that's it. I think I would thrive in a society that was based purely on survival. I think I've got the skills. I really do. I don't look like I would necessarily survive the apocalypse. I could boil water if I had to, make fire, clean it out, you know, I'm pretty savvy. I have a Swiss Army knife, for Pete's sakes. Plus, I like to think I could outrun some stuff. Zombies, for example. Well, it depends. Some zombies are the slow kind, some are the really fast kind, but I could definitely outrun the slow kind. And I don't want to brag or anything, but whenever I do my workout DVDs, they're always saying that I'm doing a really good job. So, there's that. Now, although I like to say that I'm looking forward to this, and I am to an extent, because in my mind when it happens, I'll be so prepared. I'll be decked out in hiking boots and cargo pants, and I'll have sensible layers and maybe even a raincoat because you're fighting the elements. And I'll have a backpack with all my stuff that I need. I'll be set. That's the picture I have in my mind. Which is why I appreciate the ones where they give you the date when they're expecting the end of the world to come. It gives you a little bit of time to prepare. But I'm guessing that if the end of the world really does come, they're not going to give us a lot of warning, which means it will probably be less of a Zombieland type situation and more of a Magic School Bus type situation, because I spend my day in a class with 19 5-year-olds, which is fun. It's great for while society is still up and running. Which is not ideal for surviving the apocalypse, especially not when these kids are in your care and you're supposed to keep them alive. I mean, if I could use them for a tiny army, that would probably work. That would be awesome. But I don't think their parents would appreciate that. It would probably turn into me trying to deliver each one of these kids to their parents through a post-apocalyptic kind of world, which they should just make a movie of that. I looked up the word apocalypse for you guys before filming this, just so that I knew what I was talking about, and it says the complete final destruction of the world, especially as in the book of Revelation. I read the Bible a couple times. It's pretty good. That's why it's called the good book. I used to say, tongue-in-cheek, that whoever wrote the Bible was kind of losing it towards the end just because it is so crazy, the stuff that happens in the book of Revelation. There's dragons in there. There's some people pretty closely resemble vampires because they're drinking blood, and there's also some zombie type situation, people being resurrected. It's got everything that you want, really, for an ideal end of the world type scenario. But yeah, we'll see what happens when it happens. For now, I'll just have to settle for my apocalypse movies, of which there is a new one out. You might not realize it, but there is. Noah So it doesn't follow the exact guidelines of apocalypse because it's not the final destruction of the world, but it was pretty close. It's everybody except one guy and his family. It's like a demi-apocalypse. They almost did it. It's like a teaser for the real deal. And if that's a teaser for the real deal, we're screwed. There's no way you can survive the whole world flooding. Unless you do, in fact, build an ark. But again, foresight. Ay. That's my 2 cents on the apocalypse and the end of the world. I'm looking forward to it. Maybe I'll see you there. It's not the end of the world, it's just people vacuuming. Just gonna have some tea while we wait.